I got a wonderful package in the mail from Chantal of Darkest Raven Designs, and she sent me some paper that you can get from a store, an arts and crafts store called Riot here in Australia. Now, I have never heard of Riot at all, and after actually looking into it, you can actually, the stores are actually in Brisbane, which is where I'm in Queensland. So I'm about a 3.5 hour drive from Brisbane. So I didn't know that Brisbane had Riot Arts and Crafts stores. So yeah, because I'd never heard of them, but Chantal was lovely enough to send me some sample papers to see how I like them. So if you want to check Chantal out, I will have links below. Her YouTube channel has just blown up recently because she did this absolutely wonderful miniature room of Jazz's art room. So yeah, like Jazza has like 4.3 million subscribers, and Chantal won the competition. I think it was a competition. And her video got displayed in Jazz's video, and she put so much time and work into creating beautiful, just little rooms and gothic scenes and gothic items, and she does wonderful drawings. Honestly, go and check her out. She's wonderful, and she really reminds me. She reminds me a lot of Christine McConnell, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen Christine McConnell's YouTube channel or her TV show that was on Netflix. But yeah, just Chantal really reminds me of her, and I love watching what she does when she really gets into her clay. Like, she's so good with polymer clay. Something that I'm not good at. So I'm just so envious of people that can do that sort of stuff. So yeah, by all means, go check her out. She's wonderful. So yeah, Chantal sent me these papers. So this is the one that she said she liked the most using, and I'm going to be using this one today in this video. So it is a 225 GSM watercolor, pencils, sketching, inks and crayons you can use with it. So that's the one that I'm going to be using in the video today. But I'll show you the others that I'll be using in other videos as well, like down the track. So she sent me some cold press watercolor paper, 300 GSM, which is my absolute favorite in weight. I love 300 GSM up. I just love a thick paper. So this one's going to be exciting to use. It's also, sorry, I haven't mentioned the brand, only because I can't pronounce it, and we all know how shocking I am at trying to pronounce names. So that's the name of it there. Just Google it. So we've got the cold press here, and then we've got some hot press here, which hot press is my favorite. Being an illustrator, I like to have as smooth as possible paper, but I also don't mind a bit of tooth. So the cold press is going to be another exciting one to do, although it's not too much more tooth than the hot press. Like that's a good tooth for me as well. So I got that one, and then this one is a rough one, and I am very excited to do something on this rough one, because I would never choose this paper as something like, if I was going to the shop, I'd walk past this sort of paper, but having it gifted to me to try, I'm just super excited, and then it can make me sort of work outside my comfort zone and do something that's going to work on that tooth. So that's extremely exciting. So that's all the papers that Chantal sent me, and what I have done is I've already pre-sketched something on the field pad, which is the one that I'm featuring today, which have I mentioned that much at all? So yeah, this is the one, and this is the paper here. And I went a bit creepy today, so we've got a creepy doll. It's a doll sitting on a chair, and we shall get line arting and painting it up, and then I'll tell you the little story about this little guy. So I've just wanted to do another creepy doll for a while, and when I got this paper, the first thing that popped into my head was to draw a creepy doll, and that's what I did. I drew a creepy doll. So the story behind this illustration is that this doll was carved out, but he was incomplete. The owner of him originally just didn't complete him, and he ended up, ended up dying, could have been old, use your imagination, and he's just been passed down, either through generations, or he could have been left at a op shop or a thrift store, try saying that 3 times fast, a thrift store. The history of this doll is that he's possessed. This ventriloquist doll is possessed. He hasn't had the best life since he left his creator's life, and as he's been passed down, he's been pretty mistreated. And as you can see by his face, he's got chunks taken out of his face, which has been from somebody, like a previous owner who's just neglected him, and he's got these big gouges in his face, and someone has tried to sort of patch him up, but it hasn't worked, and he's just got it so bitter and twisted over the years. And one day he just snaps, and he is just sick of being neglected by all these people. So he goes on a witch hunt and goes and locates all the people that have had him since his owner has now died, and has he's been cleaned out by family members and taken to the op shops, and people have picked him up, and he's just had enough because he's just out for revenge. So he goes and locates all the people that have mistreated him and have maimed him and all that, and he takes his revenge. A bit of a dark, morbid story, isn't it, of a killer ventriloquist doll that just comes back where he is currently living and just sits on this chair where his current owner basically puts him, and now he has an axe put into the side of the chair, and he can now rest easy. His demon soul that has now, can now rest because he's gone and done all the things that he's wanted to do, has just done away with all the people who have mistreated him, and now he's just happy. So yeah, a little bit of a morbid story, but yeah, I just really wanted to portray this ventriloquist doll that's just, it's possessed, and he's just out for revenge. So I really wanted to give him a very incomplete sort of look. The story is that the original owner had created him and hadn't completed him. He must have let's just say he died before that this doll could be completed. So he only got to paint one eye. The other eye is just left to you know, just left to plain wood grain. Actually, I was actually going to do 2 colored eyes for this piece, but when I did the first eye, and then I was moving to the doll's left eye, I decided that a good touch would be to make it like all wood grain. So I end up going in later on and putting in the wood grain on that eye, so it's just, you know, to suggest that, yeah, he was not complete. He was unfinished, and as he's gone to these people that have neglected him, they have caused big gashes down his right eye and his mouth, and they've just really mistreated him. And I just really wanted to give him that really old look. And I wasn't going to do the jacket like the watercolor black, because it's very like hit and miss. If you do something with the watercolor black, it looks really bad. But because in this case I wanted to give that really tarnished look to his jacket, I just wanted to give that real roughed up look. I feel as though doing the black straight onto the jacket was a good move, and it just gave it that really faded, weathered, he's just tarnished old look. And I was quite happy with this little piece. And to this paper, oh my god, Chantal, this paper is wonderful. I can see why you really like this. I don't know what the others are like, but straight off the bat I can understand why you really like this one as your favorite. It's really good paper, and next time I go to Brisbane, I'm going to be looking up the Riot shops there, and I'm going to be going in there and buying some of this paper now that I know that they're there. Because if you don't know, Chantal lives in Western Australia, and I thought Riot stores were basically just on the other side of Australia. Now, yeah, Western Australia is on the opposite side to Queensland, where I live. And yeah, I just never knew the Riot stores were in Brisbane, so I've learnt something now. It's amazing what Google can tell you. So obviously I'm adding blood to the piece because, you know, he's gone on this murderous rampage of revenge. So I had to add some blood here and there, and he's got some on his head, he's got them on his hands, and he's got it on the axe. So the current owner that has him is looking after him now. So, you know, she's going to get a bit of a rude shock when she wakes up, he or she, you know, whoever it is. So I had a lot of fun with this illustration, and yeah, I really liked this drawing, and I really liked the paper, and I can't wait to do more pieces on this paper. But that is the final piece right there, and I'm out of here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the piece, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.